she wasn't invited, and I used to pay for her. I would invite her and her daughter on trips with us.
Yeah, so most of the Disneyland trips were free. Sometimes the hotel, whatever, it's really not that big of a deal. But say like for Hawaii twice, I guess when we would go on to like road trips and stuff, I told her how much I like appreciated, that she did do that for, my daughter and I so many times. But as I've said before, is it was never just like a vacation, for me. How many kids did we have? 8, 10 kids. I don't even
Oh
know how many
yeah.
kids we would have at any given moment. And it's like there's
It wasn't
not
any
much
like
of
relax.
vacation for
Yeah.
me. I was going as, half the time she would say I'm her nanny, and just I'm there to help with the kids, especially Addie. I would always, try to help with Addie, especially when she was a little baby and like stuff like that. So she can say this about me, but it's not gonna make me feel a type of way because she knows that I didn't use her for any of that. If she ever said that I did, then she's just crazy. That wasn't the issue. The issue about the vacations was that all of a sudden I'm not invited to anything, but
Yeah.
Rosalind is invited to everything. That was
And
the problem with the vacations, not that I didn't get to go, and
yeah.
I'm mad that you didn't pay for me.
Yeah, that's what she made it seem like. Is that's what I was
Yeah,
thinking earlier when I was scrolling through this video. She made it seem like you were just mad because you didn't get to go to Disney anymore,
right,
or
right.
maybe you were just mad because again you felt replaced and you're like,
Yeah,
I thought she was my friend and this and that.
yeah,
It's not about Disney. It's about just, friendship, but
right.
she made
That's
it
all it's
seem like it
about.
was about money and free trips. And
Right,
she kind
right.
of like implied that you're some sort of like mooch or something. When
Uh-uh,
again, Jess could
not
have
at
you there
all.
like, yeah, come along with us. You can be your free babysitter.
I did so much. I just did so much for them just because, because she needed the help, She's got a lazy husband. Her kids don't clean for shit after themselves. They leave messes absolutely everywhere. How do I just like step back and say, "Oh, I'm just gonna let your house look like shit"? No, I would
Mm.
clean it. My daughter would help me clean it. Like it was disgusting. Like you can't walk without socks or shoes in the house,
Ew.
it's just nasty. It's not clean
Mm.
at all unless I cleaned it. The toilets, nothing. The kids are not accountable for anything.
Oh, I bet not.
Anything. Oh my
I
God.
bet
The
not, man.
shoes and oh, I just can't. It was just disgusting all the time. So I took it up on myself and I was Miss Cleanie and I got a couple of trips out of it. I got to spend great time with great people while they were great people and I got the memories and that's it.
Hey, you're better off. Much
Oh,
better.
definitely.
And it was just like, I don't know. I'm not even reading your comments. I feel like I should. Is she talking about the girl who just moved from Hawaii? No. I love Talia. And for people to say, oh,
I love
Talia,
Talia.
she has nothing to do with this. End of the day, she just.
Well, I mean, she did because that's who you felt replaced by. But it wasn't her. That was Rosalind. Get it right.
Rosalind, yeah. Because I didn't even know about Talia moving here until she like posted a vlog and I was like, oh wow. They didn't even, I wasn't even aware of it. So they kept that from me while we were, she didn't tell me about it. So
Well,
whatever.
probably because she was planning to replace,
Yeah. Rosalind was the stepping stone. And then she got Rosalind out of there and now just has Talia because Talia's just so in love with her and just it's so inspired because they align on so many levels. Like they don't even feed their kid the same. Are you kidding me? Talia, I'm sure, is like a much better. Jessica should look up to Talia in a lot of ways, for sure.
Really?
Yeah. I mean, her kids don't eat anything healthy. Her kids all eat unhealthy. Like there's no routine. Kids would go to sleep so late and it's just not, it wasn't a nice, every day. Those kids are crazy.
No structure.
I know that Talia, right. Talia, I know that she they eat, pretty healthy. They buy most, healthy-ish things and,
That's good.
make,
That's good.
whatever. And so I'm like, I think Jessica needs to look up to her.
But Jess is
just
the one
my
with the
take.
clout, you know?
Yeah, apparently the more numbers you have, the more reliable your words are.
Or the better person you are, apparently. If you have a higher sub count, that means your opinions matter more, you know?
Yes, but
Even
that's
though
just
that's
not
not
the
true.
case.
No, it's not the case at all.
And she had other priorities. And so we just went on different paths. And there was an occasion that happened at her daughter's birthday party where, and this was kind of the end for me. Not the end, it wasn't the physical end, but unfortunately, how we were raising our kids was so different. And at her daughter's birthday party, I brought Lilia over because they were best friends. Really went full. I really said full send, huh? It was one of the last times that Lilia hung out with her. Lilia came over to me and she was extremely uncomfortable. And she talked about how her daughter and the whole group of friends were talking about how they all smoke and they take their parents' cigarettes. And this was at her 10th birthday party. So anyway, my whole point with this is that there's more, and I'm not perfect.
It totally was a conversation. It definitely happened. Jessica brought it to my attention as soon as Lilia brought it to her attention. It was talked about. My child personally said no. She didn't, and that's kind of where I left it. She talked about like these gang people and stuff like that. I don't know if you remember that, but she said that one of my daughter's friends was like a family of a gang or something
Oh,
like that.
yeah.
She said that somewhere, but that family that was the gang family was Jessica's next door neighbors that she lived next to for how many years since they were little. So she's living next door to the gang
The
people.
gangbangers.
And my daughter just ended up becoming friends with the little girl. And truthfully, I don't know if they were serious or anything. My daughter said no, and that's just the end of it for me. Yeah, I don't know. Just something else against me. She didn't mention that we, talked about it afterwards. And,
Of course not.
I continue to talk to my daughter about it all the time. This shit's nasty. Don't do it. It's gross. I try. That's all I can do.
She's definitely trying to paint you out to look like the bad guy here, for sure.
Yep.
I'm fucking so far from it. Like I could have been a better friend, I'm sure. But the point is that there's just so much more behind it. And it's not as simple of just, she left me when I needed her. Like, what about your daughter who needs you? Damn, I'm gonna get shit for that. I'm so sorry.
Bro, she wanted to say that so bad. She wanted, you can just
Yeah.
tell, man. You can just tell.
Yep. The giggles and like the everything. Like, I'm just sorry that my life wasn't as beautiful as yours. I'm just sorry about that. There's nothing I can change about it.
I don't even know if JesssFam understands like a wrinkle of struggle or hardship.
No.
And that doesn't include like, family members dying, because obviously that can be hard. But the point is, I'm just talking about life in general, like the hardship of life.
She was never like a single mom. Like, she always, like, okay, yeah, she was. But like, especially after the twins and stuff, like, I was there for her as much as I possibly like could be.
Okay, I'm done. There's more. That's enough. That's enough. My point is that there's more to it, and it's not just, I think that if you know, and if you look into it, I don't even think I needed to explain it really, because it was already out there. Like, you could tell. If you know. And I wish nothing but the best.
Yeah.
Nothing but the best for her. I really do. And I hope that
she's like on repeat with this garbage.
I feel like
what's out there. Like, I wish I knew what was out there.
Yeah, I know. What the hell is she even talking
she's
about?
Referring to. I don't know.
If you know, you know, though, I guess. We don't know.
You know.
And we don't.
Because what I'm suffering, like, is that why? Because I post about my suffering and I talk about it? Like, is that what is
maybe she finds it funny?
I'm a horrible person?
Yeah, I guess so.
Yeah, whatever. She knows nothing about mental health. It's nothing she's ever known anything about. So
right. She did with the COVID stuff. That's why she was, or when she got COVID with Talia, she quarantined for a couple weeks, even though she probably really didn't do it. And then she talked about her mental health and this and that, bullied 3 teenage girls. And then right when she was done, she went right off to Disney. And then she went off to a state, didn't wear masks, and followed their mandates, which I find funny. You would think that if COVID affected your mental state so much that you would take some extra precautions, but no, you did the bare minimum.
The children, that's great. Unmask your children. I don't give a She was really such a good friend. Like, I do miss her.
Such a good friend.
But she turned into something, and she even said this. And
she's done this quite a few times where she wants to make a point or say something, a statement or whatever, but doesn't actually finish it because she doesn't know what to say. She's making shit up.
Because she doesn't know what to say, because there's nothing bad I ever did to her. Nothing bad. I never spoke bad about her behind her back. Like,
bro, even in your video, you didn't do that, but she is acting like you did. It's crazy.
Acting like I did.
She surrounded herself around people who are making poor choices. Like, she even says that you can't help someone who doesn't want to help themselves.
You never went out of your way to help me.
I think by your track record, you show that you do actually want to like help yourself.
I was this close to seeing about admitting myself into a
ward,
something to help me. I was so depressed. Like, black hole. I was there. I was like, I don't know if I'm going to get out of this. And I feel like I need to admit myself into a place that will like figure out what the fuck is wrong with me, because there was something going on. And it was such a hard time in my life that, I'd been depressed before, and I knew I was depressed before, but then leaving my family and doing something that I never wanted to do, but I was somewhat pressured to do it. The black hole that I was in, she never cared to try to understand at all. Never.
No, that's because you live in JesssFam's world.
Yes. I was learning. I think the beginning of my healing process is I never realized I was so attached to her, in the sense of I relied on her for a lot of things, and that's not financial at all. She's saying that she can't help someone that doesn't want to help themselves, but I was clearly striving for getting help, and that's when I started talking about my mental health more.
Oh, hard to help yourself when you don't even know like how to.
When you don't know, right? Exactly. I had no idea. I was just stuck, So no.
But again, someone who doesn't understand.
They don't
anything
get
that
it.
you went through, yeah.
Kids is around things like there was things with her little, there's more.
I believe is trying to mention my younger brother, is what she's trying to mention. And just the thing with her is her kids are not, they're not kind, proper children. But if you do anything to her kids, then all hell breaks loose. But your kids can do anything to anybody else's kids. So
it's like if let's just say her kid's a toddler, right? Or let's just say Addie. Say like Addie hits another child, and then Justin is approached by the other parent, and then Justin would be like, well, what did your kid do?
Yeah, right. And I mean, covering for your kids sometimes is one thing, but like honestly, her kids do no wrong, and that's the mentality she has. And so she wanted to like bring up a situation with like my little brother and stuff like that, when her kids are just as crazy and wild. So she stopped herself. I see.
Why did she show up to Chris's birthday party but nothing else? I'm telling you, there's more. I promise you, there's more.
She's acting like it's something suspicious. The only reason I showed up to this party is it was my child's last day of school, and I wanted to take her to see her friends for her last day of school. I was off for the weekend, and she reminded me it was Chris's birthday party, and I was like, fine, we'll come. That's all that was. Like, get out of here. Get out. Don't try to make it something so crazy. Like, I texted you, I said, can we come over? You said it's Chris's birthday, and I was like, well, I guess I can't get out of it now. And I went.
Well, this is somebody who is going to say they have all the receipts to everything, but don't show anything and just states things. And then her little cronies are going to take it as a fact.
Yes. Correct. Yeah. There's no receipts. I don't know what there would be receipts of, I'd love to see these. Honestly, I'd love to see her receipts.
Same.
of anything.
I'm sure, I hope someone's recording that. Yeah, I'm sure someone is. Don't worry, it's gonna be all out there now.
Yeah, I got it real quick.
God at me. Okay, I'm just saying when people start coming at me left and right for saying this, I hope y'all are gonna be backing me up in those comments because you told me to talk about it.
She's a grown ass woman. She has full control over this, but
yes,
she just doesn't want to take the blame for it. Doesn't want to take the blame for it. He wants to be like, you guys made me do it.
Yeah.
Just ignore, block, and delete, Jess.
Yeah.
Your motto, right?
So yeah, there's no don't save the live. Yeah, I agree.
I already saved it.
You're condoning the behavior.
Okay.
I know, and I got your back. I'm sorry. Thank you guys. I appreciate it. And again, I'm not perfect. Like I'm sure.
Again, I'm not perfect.
Yeah, she'll say I'm not perfect, but I'm not gonna say what I did or what I do to people or anything like that. I'm just gonna spread all this other crap about someone else and drag them through the mud.
It was just the thing is that I don't even think she knows fully.
What the hell does that mean?
I don't know fully.
Doesn't finish her statement. Shocker.
Yeah, I think like she's saying she knows what I'm going through and I just don't understand or something like that. And I'm like, what the hell? You're right.
No.
I fully don't understand. You're right, but you don't fucking get shit. So
right? Yeah, exactly. You
I don't know
at all. The only thing going on JesssFam's head is Disney. And that's it.
Yeah.
Oh, the fun of being an adult. I know.
So
what does
fun.
Chris think about this?
She's not an adult.
It's funny because she actually said in one of her lives, like, "Oh, me and Chris get along great." Like they did, but I have a whole. I mean, I got receipts. I'm not going to do it because I don't.
Oh, here we go again.
Like it doesn't.
She is of me and her talking shit about her husband because we were both on agreement that he's a piece of shit.
Oh, so that's why she doesn't
show
it. Yeah.
She would have to show that she's talking shit too.
Oh,
because it went. Yeah, no, totally, absolutely.
So that's the real reason as to why she doesn't want to show the receipts.
She can't show it because she would have to show that she's talking about Chris or, for one reason or another. Absolutely. Like, come on, dude, I've literally had to tell Chris, like, we fought a lot. Me and Chris fought a lot. We didn't get along a lot of the time, but there was definitely a long period where we did. And we can't discredit that long period that we did get along. You can't say that. I mean, they did. We had a good relationship to some extent because I would tell Chris, like, you need to treat those boys like you would treat your own. You need to make sure those boys feel loved. You need to do this and that. And like I was telling him, this is why she's mad, because you're not being the greatest dad, and you're being lazy, and I would tell him this stuff. I would try to like play middleman for as much as I could, because if she hates Chris, then okay, I'm gonna hate Chris and I'm just gonna let's figure out how to divorce him. But if you love Chris, like, hey, I'm all here for it. It's not that freaking deep of whatever. Me and Chris, we got along fine majority of the time, I will say, but it's really not that deep.